And at the moment, we got the next matchup is Zealous versus ACME. Are two teams that just ACME just missed out on Pro League. Zealous was qualified from CL into PL, so those two teams have a big grudge to actually also since CL. First ban on Clubhouse to be coming out from Zealous side would actually be Map.
Yeah, not much of a surprise there. Maverick is one of those operators that we see banned quite a lot here on Clubhouse. And yeah, great point there. ACME and Zealous. Zealous actually beating ACME out 2-0 to qualify to Pro League over them. So, ACME going to come back swinging with a vengeance, I feel.
Yeah, it definitely feels like this would be the perfect ground for ACME to take that sweet revenge. All things considered. And there's so far the performance was formidable, and interestingly enough, also I just want to point out that Jaeger ban could potentially hurt Zealous. I feel.
Yeah, Jaeger is a ban that we see every now and then, but it definitely is one of those bans that we see. We don't see too often, but when we do, it's definitely for a very important reason.
Indeed, and I also have a little bit of that. I did manage to get a quick talk with Serum. Interestingly enough, today, Zealous will not be actually playing in a full core roster. They have two subs playing today, which is Sushi instead of JCZ and Striking. And as of last week, Serum is the newest IGL for which would allow him to play completely full-on support player whilst have 3 flex players and 1 entry fragger just go in and blast things off.
We'll have to see how it plays out, of course.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how will this pull off. Looking at the initial setup, CCTV and Cash Room will be the first one for defense, and the 6 picks will be on striking from Alibi to be seeing a Nomad 6 pick as well by Hayward.
Alright, so Cash Room, CCTV, first bomb site, of course, as you mentioned. Interesting to see that we're seeing the Rook come out here, Cthulhu.
Yeah, out of all the things, and considering the fact that Jam is considered to be, I believe, that very mentioned entry fragger.
Yeah.
It's quite peculiar to see him being on the Rook, but I'm guessing that would just solidify his potential position in holding the garage. As just having that MP5 with an ACOG is quite a formidable thing. Although as of recently, people might argue that saying bringing on Maestro would be a much preferred choice. What do you reckon?
Bringing who? Sorry,
a Maestro.
Maestro, yeah, Maestro, great choice. Like even if you just set up his cameras and leave him, or even the Echo on the exact same side, Echo was not banned. But it does sometimes just come down to preference, and of course, the Rook has the impact grenades, so that might also have some kind of impact in that decision.
Most definitely. Well, whilst we added the east wall on the second floor will be popped open with Hills and Strider one-wall combo busting out, as well as Stig's already starting to make some ruckus in the construction. So ACME are heavily emphasizing on just popping open as many holes as possible in the defense of Zealous.
Yeah, make up as many lines of sight as you can. Make sure those those defenders on the site start to feel like they've got nowhere to hide, nowhere to run.
Oh, nice.
Aggression.
Yeah, nice peek by Nazgul. Will be securing first blood for this matchup, and nonetheless, that is also a pick as well. So that could mean that that there will be a full denial of the rotations, as well as Serum now also picking up a kill to hit.
Oh, but Dino cannot confirm that one, or can he? He's gone low for it, but so has Jam, I believe, or is that Serum up the top there?
That is Jam up the top, but yeah, Jam did take up quite a decent amount of damage, but he would still have the advantage, and nicely done by him, as well as JC getting the better of Stigs. Actually, it does seem to appear that JC will play in first first. I just realized, and Serum at the end, with a nice yeet, will be securing the final one onto Strider. Very confident play, I must say.
Yeah, well, it really felt like that whole round was in ACME's favor, but then the picks just suddenly started going in Zealous' favor. Like, ACME were getting picked all over the map, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. It was. It felt like Acme were completely denied of any entrance or any ground, and Zealous managed to emphasize of that quite eloquently.
Well, Church Arsenal room is where we're going to see Zealous go next, of course.
Correct.
No real surprises at all.
Yeah, none at all just yet. But I mean, Church and Arsenal does boast a different playstyle, I feel, compared to say CCTV, because CCTV and Cash do allow you a whole lot of flexibility with it, whereas we've seen a fair few times within, especially ANZ region, where a fair few teams would just prompt to play a very stock standard, the ye old way of Church and Arsenal, where it's mostly people just anchor down on the plant and just hold their angles, essentially.
Yeah. Well, 15 seconds to go to action phase. Or at least I hope I'm in time still.
Yeah, well, we're just about to get into the action phase, and the last moment of setup. Hopefully for Nazgul, he will be able to get out in time, as occasional pre-fire could cost him his head. But no, okay, he just prompts to just bail out. We're fine, boys.
Yep, he's alive. So the question is, are we going to have any roamers here?
To a certain degree, I wouldn't say that we will have any of them. Just due to how the whole thing's set up. You have two of the breach denials in face of Bandit and Kai, and yeah, the rest of them maybe only striking on Mozzie could be the big roamer, but apart from that, I don't see really any of that.
Well, either way, we're seeing great progress made here by ACME. Down towards the bottom floor. Oh, that pest is going to tell Hills, you're going to have to take your time, mate. Although it was easily spotted there. It's not a super hidden position. Just can't find it though.
Hayward, come on, man. Yeah, there we go. Finally, it does find.
Yeah, spray open the barricade, then to find it.
Well, meanwhile, Hills and Stiggs are actually making some progress in the kitchen, wreaking quite some havoc with the breach charges, as well as causing some destruction as well with them to allow the Excalibur spell to get completely undamaged. But straight away, JC will be opening up on Dino, which is not a good start right now for Acme at all.
Yeah, there's Hills to trade one back. Jam will go down. They're putting a lot of pressure down from above here, ACME, but none of these defenders are really wanting to peek into their crosshairs just yet. Oh, was that a C4 toss that got caught on the electrified wall?
Yeah, that sounds like it, as I think that was Striking who wanted to toss it out, but yeah, that got caught in, and that is quite unfortunate. The time is so far on the side of the defense, as Hayward just chucked up a whole lot of damage, as JC will be finally able to take him out, but the push is still viable. Two hard breaches and a electronics disabler is still alive in face of Thatcher, but all the EMP grenades have been expended, as Hills will be getting the first one onto JC, but gets traded away by Striking.
Yeah, all up to Strider now, as we also see Stiggs go down. So this seems familiar, Cthulhu. Is this exactly where we were last round? Oh, that's a great shot, but he can't follow up on that one. Striking to shut him on down, and two pretty convincing rounds over to Zealous.
Definitely convincing, as it feels like even it's Acme's game to take the revenge onto Zealous. It seems that Zealous are not going to be giving that up very quickly, or in any time soon, as 2-0 scoreline so far is seeming to be dictating completely opposite.
Didn't you say Zealous were going to be playing with the stand-in? Because this looks like they're...
Yeah, well, that's what I was told apparently prior to the match, but apparently that info was all flogged as well. Ah, second map. There we go. I
Okay.
just got the confirmation that it will be for second map. So for the first one, we will be seeing a full core run, which could actually be very beneficial for Zealous.
Yeah, you know, it's very important to try and get that first map up on the board, of course. We saw how important it was for power players just before, so, you know, the Zealous boys are probably going to be trying to do the exact same thing.
Correct, and if they manage to get a very convincing score throughout the whole map 1, they could actually be able to even have some hand at the psychological play. Like how you and Manic mentioned in the previous matchup, maybe with Oddity there was an element of just tilt when it came to the second map, when they ended up still losing, albeit how close it was, and it did go into overtime. But maybe a similar thing could be said for the ACME versus Zealous, if Zealous managed to push this in a very convincing, say 7-1, 7-2 even scoreline. That could, I feel, affect ACME substantially.
Oh, look at that Echo drone spot as well, in the rafters.
Yeah, that could be quite saucy. So we do see the breach coming out.
I was going to say, one thing we saw Oddity trying to force out was that extended hold over by CCTV room, whereas Zealous have nothing of it. They're not really worried about the construction side of the map, are they?
It doesn't seem to be worrying at all, as yet the whole control of CCTV and cache actually was given away quite swiftly to AE, meaning we might be actually seeing a full-on just turtle strat from Zealous to see if they can pull anything off. That rafters, by the way, Echo, I believe, is gone now. Which,
yeah, it was spotted out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did get spotted out, so no more direct info gathering will be handled here.
Well, there's Hayward to find the first one. Striking has gone down. So no Mozzie on the board anymore.
Correct. No more Mozzie, so no more flexibility with droning up ahead. And the EMP grenade, another one, will be used up finally to open up the logistics. ACME quite convincingly taking quite a hefty amount of ground, and it seems that Stiggs might be the first one to take the fire onto Jam, who is holding an angle.
Ooh.
But can he find it? Ooh, a nice shot, but JC will be also able to trade out that flurry of kills coming out, which will be leading us to 3 on. Make it 2 versus 2. As JC, the monster himself, just manages to bring it back quite well.
Yeah, Serum and JC said trying to hold on here. Yeah, attackers have lost a lot of people for not too much ground gain. But the C4 comes close.
Yeah, that was quite close indeed, and I do believe it did tag up Hills quite to a good point.
Oh, they've got the info now, don't they, the defenders? But I believe the gym bomb site may be completely clear. They just have to be worried about the long angle. Oh, there's Hills running right into JC's edge crosshair. So now it is all up to Strider. He's done some damage down, but nothing confirmed just yet, and he's gone very low himself. 15 seconds on the clock, 13-10. Ooh, Strider's found the first one thanks to the flashbang. He's going to start the plant and is Serum in a spot to help deny this. Oh, he's got an Echo drone on it. Oh, but it's fallen through the hatch.
Oh, no.
Confirmed. Indeed, it will be. So, just Strider to try and fight this one back. Very low HP, of course. And he's actually going to do it. Beautiful clutch there from the Thermite. Well done by Strider.
Oh my goodness, that round was for Zealous to finish off. That was completely in their favor. It was a 2v1, and a fantastic play from Strider. I have to give him quite some props. But yeah, that did feel a little bit like a thrown round by Zealous. I'm so close to saying Equinox as well.
Yeah, it's something hard to get used to. But I want to say though that, you know, ACME have been using their early utility great. They've been using their hard breaches properly, their thatchers properly. When it comes up to forcing people out of their positions, that's where they're having a lot of trouble.
I'll have to agree with you actually on that, because it definitely seemed like it was a good planned push, but the execution was definitely left to be much be desired of, and just yeah, it felt like just they got maybe a bit too hasty about that.
Well, I think the problem with ACME is that, you know, they're great at using, you know, that utility to open up stuff and to, you know, find angles. But when it comes to, like, you know, hunting down roamers and, like, taking gunfights, they prefer to take it heads up rather than try and use their utility to compound it.
Yeah, that could be also the reason. I'll definitely have to agree with you on that one as well. But for now, we are back to where the whole match started up. It's TCTV and Cash, but this time it is that JC might be on quite a large brain roam as well as striking, which is somewhat similar to what we saw from Zealous before, but we also saw plenty of presence in the garage, which is now there's none.
Well, we are seeing the Frost come on out here, Cthulhu. I think on this bomb site, she can be a great pick, especially to deny anything on that catwalk. Especially against teams that like to force out the Monty trying to push up. Of course, ACME is not doing that, but I think that's one of the better counters on the catwalk.
Definitely, and we do actually see this time Maestro being brought out. Jam is now switching over from Rook to a much bigger gun, with a much bigger caliber as well. Will be able to, hopefully for himself, be able to play it out a bit more carefully. But the grenades coming out, the crossfire is there. Poor Jam is just getting sandwiched at the moment, and things are not looking all swell at all. More grenades coming out, striking, managing to cover his teammate and getting the better of Hayward, and being able to get out of the firefight with his life very well alive.
How is Jam still alive? I really need to know that.
It's definitely well, we could call Jam Boris the bullet dodger, because that man just managed to dodge a whole lot of bullets and explosives quite quickly.
Boris the bullet dodger, hey?
Yeah, well, Jam the bullet dodger at this point.
Is that a Russian? In
No.
a way, it's a 4-on-4, and Jam is in a very tight position. They are trying their best to force him on out, but he does have the support from the Echo Drone and JCZ. Who's going to find Dino?
As Strider will be finding himself a double kill with the being able to rush up onto Jam. That's the full control, but JC doesn't want to let up. 2 versus 1 once again. Strider needs to clutch this up once again, and this time it's the same combination. One more shot. This time once again Strider pushing this into 1v1 situation. With this time it is 40 seconds to go. Strider gets another one. What?
Wow.
What?
That was huge from Strider, wasn't it, Cthulhu?
Oh my goodness, yes, it was absolutely gigantic. Mad Lad himself strikes back again, flexing all that pro league knowledge and power for himself. But my goodness, how is that even allowed?
Well, he's just a mad lad.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is a pretty solid reason.
I think we're seeing an issue from both these teams where they are taking quite a lot of heads-up gunfights. You know, I mentioned that earlier, but it really feels like ACME are putting themselves in great positions to start with and then losing out from there.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it as ACME just seeming to be able to also emphasize quite well, but all things considered, as they are there, it's just, yeah, scoreline being 2-2 is pretty much showcasing. Maybe Zealous are getting a little bit too hasty about how they playing it out, because they got that little bit of that confidence boost at the start of the game, and maybe they got, oh yeah, this is going to be an easy game, and then just kind of starting.
Look at the kill counts there, Cthulhu.
Yeah. Well, we have the
Tale of
Mad
two
Lads
mad
from.
lads.
Yeah, two Mad Lads battling against each other, exactly.
Strider and JCZ. So I suppose it comes down to who can shut whoever down.
Exactly, yeah.
See, the thing is, sorry, the thing is that
Yeah.
JCZ does normally play that very aggressive role, whereas Strider, he's the thermite player. Like, he should not be fragging out like this, should he?
Yeah, it's definitely not his role to do the fragging, but the man can clutch this up, and he showed that plenty of times. Just like that as well. Also, will be solo just popping open the escape tunnel. He knows he's a mad lad, so he's gonna peek like a mad lad and see if he maybe even net himself something. But at the moment, it seems quite detached as well from the rest of his squad.
Yeah, well, he has, of course, just opened up dirt, and now he's going to try and be forcing himself into kitchen, potentially opening up the hatch, unless Stiggs is going to do that on the Habana.
Yeah, just as you say that, Nazgul though will be able to get the better of Strider with a nice headshot. So that is minus the mad lad from the team of ACME.
Yeah.
So, which could potentially tilt the balance in favor of Zealous this time.
What an angle up for the floor as well.
Oh yeah. Look at just look at how much just the sheer amount of floor has been popped open as well, just around that hatch. Could most definitely deny that attempt to holding the angle, but striking continues his rampage. That is Dino minused out as well, so that is now the Capital off the board.
Yeah, well, here comes Hills making his way down the main stairs, of course. Plenty of drones to go and gather that information. I think JCZ's about to start chasing this one. No, he's playing safe. And Stiggs will find Nazgul, so that's one pulled back for ACME.
Indeed, and well, while still having a man advantage in their favor, Zealous will be making their way over. The breach denial seems to be in effect here, but ooh, Serum being able to dodge a couple bullets. This seems like he will need to play a little bit more careful, but for now, time is not in the favor of ACME whatsoever.
Well, looks like they're going to try and force their way through Dirt Tunnel as well. 20 seconds on the clock. The ACME are going to have to speed this one up, Cthulhu.
They will have to speed this one up indeed, as the time is running very low. 13 seconds to go, and ticking down as now the flurry of kills will need to start happening. The diffuser will be going down. Echo going down by the hands of Hills, but he will be traded out by JC. Stiggs finally planting the diffuser. He will be able to defend it against JC, but will get down straight away. Both of the AE members are down, and Jammer is just being just extra careful, just in case. We'll be able to get the quick frags, and we'll be able to get the diffuser for his team. And Zealous will be getting the win.
Yep, round number 5 goes to Zealous.
Correct.
So final round of the half here, Cthulhu. You know, I think ACME getting 2 rounds up at the least is fairly good for Clubhouse, especially with how defender-sided it can be.
Yeah, it's a good start for ACME. I'll definitely have to agree with you on this one. With so far things looking quite well organized for Zealous, albeit from those 2 clutches that Strider pulled off.
Yeah.
But all in all, on the map, they have been practicing quite.
I'm sorry, Cthulhu, you keep cutting out for me. So
I did say I was one of those maps. It was a very well practiced map by Zealous, and definitely seemed like it's more prepared compared to, say, ACME.
Well, Clubhouse is one of those maps that's been played, you know, across the competitive scene for quite a long time. Like it took 3 months off, or whatever, when it had its rework, or no, it was straight in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, it's been around since the dawn of competitive.
Correct. Oh, for now. We'll be making our way over to.
Yeah, 2 players in
Yeah.
strip. What's the go with that?
Maybe an early aggression, maybe run.
The run out, I'd say, when players are on the roof or rappelling. Or by garage doors. But it looks like they're going to give it up. Nazgul just leaving strip club.
Yeah, well, for now he will be going for a very aggressive peek from the pool table. One got thrown down, so he will be bailing out ASAP. With the striking, still should be able to cover his back whilst being downstairs at the central stairs, but it won't be needed as it seems Acme are still pretty far out the back.
Well, look at the control they've been given in garage. They've just walked right up Cthulhu. Where's the pressure? Where's the denial?
Seems like there's no pressure just yet, but Serum might be taking a little bit of punishment as the control of the garage has been quite swiftly taken. Stiggs will be getting the better of Cham. That is the entry track. Zealous off the board, and Serum might be the next person to see if he can deny that that aggression.
Oh, C4 is going to go off, but it's just shot in time. But Serum will push on up. He's going to find 2. Dino, meanwhile, has found Nazgul, putting us into a 3-on-3 before Strider can trade right back onto that aggressive player.
And indeed, a fantastic play, and Acme so far potentially could bring this back as it is a 2 versus 3. But JC and Striking were the 2 people that were quite able to pull off some plays. But the Mad Lad on the Acme is also quite alive.
Yeah, they're going to push on in. Oh, that's going to be a run out from outside. JCZ's going to find the planter. No, he's not, but now he has. Sorry. He was to trade him back, putting us in a 1-on-1 Cthulhu. This match has been a bit of a frag fest, and whoa, nice shot there from Striking. Zealous 4-2 lead, leading into their attacking half.
A fantastic turn of events for Zealous as the whole defense was just absolutely pitch perfect. For well, at closer to the end, the Striking managing to hit those shots, JC managing to deny, and that coordination between those 2 players was quite fantastic, considering that both of them are those before mentioned flex players. So well, they showed the both flexing literally on Acme and figuratively. They can play different roles.
Well, as Manic and I were talking about earlier on Clubhouse, attacking can be a bit of a tough go. So let's see if Acme are prepared for this one at all.
Yeah, I'm quite curious to witness this, and looking at the scoreline, JC is already on the double digits, and the rest of the team is slowly following case with Striking and Serum on 6 frags, whereas on the AE side, things are not looking that well. Strider is still on 9 kills, whereas the next highest amount of kills is 4, from what I believe was 3 members of Acme. Definitely shows that things are not going yet as according to plan for Acme, but maybe they will be able to find their redemption on the defense of Cash.
Interesting to know, it's actually not a defensive Cash Cthulhu, it's Jim.
Oh yeah, it is. Pardon,
So,
yeah, I did completely miss that.
That's the point I was about to make, like why are we seeing a Jim defense first up? That's not something we normally...
Maybe that could be the case of just Acme trying to throw off the whole defense by this pick. So seeing as usually Cash and CCTV or Church and Arsenal are the first ones to be picked, this could throw out maybe the operator pick for Zealous.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, we hear that breaching charge go down. Sticks actually take some damage from it. Here the other one going down, and the Havana and Nazgul drop down to be completely safe, of course. That's 2 castle barricades negated, and nothing gained from the attackers for it.
Indeed, and interestingly enough, Hayward is still in full safety to bandit trick it out, as striking is just preparing at the proper moment. Oh no! Oh, that does a whole lot of damage to Serum. That is quite unfortunate, as that asphyxiating bolt didn't come through as hoped. Work out.
Yeah, so they're trying to get it through the top, I believe. There's a tiny gap there. Yeah, not really having much luck with it at all.
Not at all, as Hayward will be the one to be continuously denying that breach, and that's another one done. But JC, meanwhile, will be able to get the better of Stratus. That is the potential control of, well, the initial control of the gym is now forfeited into the hands of Zealous, but Stiggs is all prepped and ready with his SAS shotgun to blast things off.
Oh, nice shot.
Mummy.
Stiggs will find striking. Oh, that grenade though coming on in is going to find him, even though he's a fair way away. Already very low, so GM to send Stiggs to his grave there.
A fantastic nade, but meanwhile, Hills finding the better of Serum as he jumps into Jim. But for now, there's also...
flick.
Yeah, that was a 180 flick. Very nice, and the time is running low very quickly.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. We're going to see Dino pushing up right up to where these Habana holes have just been made. Going to stand up. Has he seen him? Yes, he will. Dino to find Nazgul. So it is just 2 remaining. JCZ is one of them, however, and has traded back Dino before. Going to see Jam find heals. So it's the 1v1 now. Hayward versus Jam. That's a C4 from below. He might be sending this off too early. Does he have diffuser? Now he does. So Zealous is surely about to start planting it. Do they have the info, though?
I don't think they do, as Hayward will need to start pushing in. Hayward just decides to go for a little bit too much of a big brain play, as contrary to just trying to run in, but the diffuser is down, and now it is up to Jam to hold the angle. Oh, fantastic shot by Hayward. Will be securing the win on first defensive round for ACME, making the scoreline now a 3-4. My goodness.
Yeah, it there wasn't it. Yeah, there's no need to take a strength. It's better than wait, I feel.
Yeah. Well, for now, the second side that we will be seeing, though, from ACME's defense will be Church and Arsenal Room, which we're now back onto a little bit more of a stock standard defense. But Hill's bringing in a clash. Surely that will be a 6-0.
Well, we are going to see the 6th pick off it for that one. Over to a mirror. Then the Capitao to Capitao 6th pick, big brain play.
The biggest brains plays ever seen. But yeah, I'm quite curious to see how will Mirror impact ACME's defense, because we didn't see any Mirror usage from Zealous's defense whatsoever, and we do know how much can enhance that gameplay, those black mirrors, and I'm quite curious to see how much of an impact that would make. But apart from that, really, the rest of the lineup seems to be somewhat similar, bar the other choice by Hayward to bring in a Vigil.
Well, he was making himself a little walk hole.
Yeah, I do want to also point out how, well, to a certain degree, obvious ACME make their intentions. Like, they bring in a Vigil, they bring in, say, a Legion. You already know that at least 2 people will be potentially going for a roam. Whereas with Zealous, yeah, you have JC who's kind of on Bandit, but they've been 50-50 kind of playing on Anchor. You have Striking who played on Mozzie, and he was occasionally coming in for aggressive plays and just straight away falling back. And I feel that's a bit of a advantage that Zealous have over ACME. They don't straight away indicate what their intentions will be for this round.
Well, let's see how we can use this utility. Interesting hold on the church wall, isn't it, there, Cthulhu? One rotate hole right on through it.
Yeah, but maybe that will be the choice for them to the opening to throw in the C4. But interestingly enough, for now it is only Nazgul who's playing from above in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, Strider also still doing some late round remodeling.
Yeah, well, Stakes.
Oh!
Oh, fantastic denial by the man himself, as already half a round gone and not a whole lot of ground gain. Well, meaningful ground gained by Zealous. Yeah.
Oh, so Nazgul did see that mirror, of course, and the rotate, so he knows what that means. See the C4 sent out, but to no avail. But oh, that's going to be easy for Dino. He just holds the angle and sprays him on down. The fire is going to force him out just a bit, this asphyxiation bolt. But, you know, it's a bit too late here, I feel, for Zealous. They're already dead.
Yeah, well, they could have emphasized their push from whilst that asphyxiating bolt was there, but it seems like they will be using the smoke bolt as Stiggs will be able to get the better of Serum. So that is a well-coordinated defense so far from Act. As the offense, like you said, is maybe falling apart quickly and very soon.
Yeah, they're really struggling. We are going to see Heels find Jam before he's been downed from the grave by a frag grenade.
Correct. As for now, it's all just tracking on JC. Within the 17 seconds, they need to find the whole 5 kills. As Striking decides to push him, but just the potato won't allow him to get anything. And a flawless round from ACME as they get a very swift win on this one, equaling up the score back again to 4-1.
Yeah, 4-4, and ACME really showing how defense is really favored here on Clubhouse. Now, remind me, Cthulhu, what's map 2 once we get there?
Map 2 will be Bank for this one, and if we will be seeing a 1-to-1 map score at the end of map 2, we will be seeing a coastline as well.
I really feel like all we've been seeing is Coastline, Bank, and Clubhouse recently. Like, just these 3 maps.
And occasional spice of Consulate as well.
Yeah, well, that's what we saw last map, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a little bit of extra sprinkle to keep it just a little bit interesting. But yeah, I do agree with you. These 3 maps seem to be quite the popular ones.
Yeah, like no cafe, no what other maps are there? I don't know because I don't see them.
Well, we saw, I believe, 1 cafe during Six Masters last week, but
Yeah,
that was just about it. But yeah, I definitely would have to agree with you. I would love to see two teams just jam out on cafe. The map rework itself has been a fantastic one, and yeah, I'm quite curious. Maybe some teams are just hiding traps, you know.
You know what I haven't seen in forever, Cthulhu?
Yes.
Oregon.
Okay, well played. Well played. I'll give you the brownie points in this one. And it's yeah, Oregon to a certain degree will be missed, but to be honest, I'm somewhat happy that Cafe replaced it.
Yeah, me too. I really want to.
Meanwhile, though,
yeah. Sorry, yeah. Let's focus on this. It's gonna keep talking, but all right. Both those taking on out. It's gonna cause Hills to run away. He has denied the Habanas, but not the Thermite.
indeed, as he was this close to actually being caught in a blast as well. But Hills actually got a ballistic shield set up for him, so if he does make a quick crouch rotation, he might actually still have a little bit of a ground to hold in CCTV before he will have to forfeit. Apart from that, Strider might actually find himself something very soon.
Yeah, he's gathering a lot of information with his heartbeat scanner, isn't he? But it is going to be 2 frags against this team. We've seen Jam and JCZ both find a kill each. So all the information in the world, but nothing to do with it.
Indeed, as it felt like Dino even, to a certain degree, missed a couple of deaths of teammates, but for now the garage actually still being completely untouched. Nobody out of Zealous did contest it as Jam just continues his rampage 2-5, and neither of the Acme players are actually on site. It would still potentially be able to cause quite some damage. There's the C4 coming out to no avail, unfortunately, for Strider.
Yeah, it's going to be another angle open up to side. Looks like Strider's going to get back, but oh, he's going to get back into Nazgul's crosshair. 1v5 for Haywood.
Yeah, things are not looking all too well, and even with time-wise, the attack still has plenty of it to go for, as the denial will be coming out, so Hayward can still waste some time, but can he do it for another 50 seconds, as things are not looking all too well, as he already revealed his position, so it's all a matter of how many pre-fires can he take. And just like that, it's a trade, actually, of a flawless round. We just saw before on Church it was a flawless round from Acme. This time it is a Zealous one.
It was a nice shot from Nazgul right on the head. Boom.
Boom went the melon indeed. As yeah, round 10 is coming in effect, and CCTV once again.
That's strange, isn't it? They just lost it flawlessly. We have had Gym open back up for them where they wanted to start, but no, they were going to go to CCTV.
I feel that with Gym it was rather just they used it as an element of surprise. With CCTV, maybe they couple of strats actually set up, and maybe the fact that how they held it before didn't work out. As you did see, there were a few of the roster changes, and now it's actually quite similar to what we saw from Zealous actually on defense.
Well, Garage Rio's going down. I don't know. I think maybe Acme are saying to themselves, well, we could have done a lot better there, guys. Let's give it another shot.
Yeah, it certainly feels like this will be the case in this regard, as it was definitely not one of the brightest performances from AE's side, but yeah, maybe that was just a few things went wrong and they just couldn't emphasize on that.
Wonder when my power's coming back.
Hopefully, it will come back as quickly as possible for you, Monkey.
Deploying sensor. Well, either way, this is the last best of 3 I'm on today, so there's that.
There's that as well, indeed. So let's pray that the battery will hold out for the whole of it. Oh, Strider though, meanwhile, just missed the opportunity for the C4. We'll be able to still relay some information, as Hills and Stiggs, actually, the duo will be attempting to do some breach denial, as that is fully successful. Then, as well as that, Dino does pick up a kill onto the Thatcher, so that is no more of the direct electronics counter.
Yeah, and we saw that Kaid go up just last second to deny the Thermite and Habana charge together, so great stuff from the duo there.
We actually saw a fair few amounts of those breach denials by Kayeds, and in correlation with the Bandit, it is a very powerful G to work against.
Strider really wants to jump out for this kill here. That's what Nazgul is waiting for.
Nazgul is like directly trying to just bait out, like, give me that kill. Strider does get drone, so he does have his position revealed, but it seems that now the Hibana is gone. Oh, the run out! Oh, mommy. That is unfortunate for Serum, as he will be going down as well. That is the second breach, hard breacher off the board, as Jam will be the next person to deciding to go face check everything, as well as Nazgul, as the Mozzie just got caught with his pants down a little bit, but Dino will be able to finish off the job, and that is the defuse down as well. Things are not looking all well at all for the attack. Zealous, as things are very quickly falling apart. Striking is the last man standing to need to clutch this up, but Hayward at the end will be getting the swift win. We are back to a 5-5 scoreline.
Now, sorry, get the losing as I'm, on my laptop. I don't have all the information, but was this map Acme's pick or is it Zealous's?
Allow me to double check really quickly. I believe this is Zealous's club. Map.
Zealous's club.
Yeah.
Well,
The
they
club
are
of Zealous.
struggling on their own pick, of course. So on paper, looking at these two teams, which one would you say is a better team? Do you reckon?
All in all, I would give my vote to Zealous, but only by a very small margin, I'd say. Because we did see a few very good executions from Zealous, but it feels like they're not consistent enough.
Yeah, like I would say that they are very, very close. I feel in terms of skill. So talking about skill, look at JCZ, 15 kills for him after 10 rounds.
Yeah, the man is an absolute monster of frags, and it just shows the guy can frag out, and I mean, I'd be quite surprised to see if he won't be able to get himself any offers for any bigger team.
So we got Stiggs hiding on site, right? As the Kavira, trying to avoid any drone spotting him, and they've got a Jackal. So I think he's been picked to try and counter this Jackal that we're seeing being ran.
Could be, but that Jackal wasn't that much of an issue as far as I remember. As I don't think we saw a whole lot of that Jackal usage used at all. But it is a valid point of concern for Acme.
Yeah. They're also going to be roaming with the Vigil, so we might try and see a bit of a bait and switch set up here between Stiggs and Hayward.
Work. Yeah, that could very
Dino
much
as well.
work. Dino. Well, Mozzie, yeah, we did talk about this before. Mozzie is that very odd operator, as he does allow to have roaming for himself, as well as he's an excellent anchor.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, for now, Zealous are just being extra cautious. They will be going up ahead for live droning for Jam as the man get his frags on the ASAP. Oh! Very unfortunate loss for Jam as the pre-fire from Hayward is just a little bit stronger this time. We'll be allowing to get the early hand in this one.
Spraying through the wall, and he sprays right on back and gets the headshot. So we're going to see the scan coming out from Mozzie. So is this Kavira going to be able to kind of double up on this Mozzie as bait kind of thing, straight up to find Nazgul?
This is not looking all well for Zealous and Acme. Meanwhile, managing to do some good work. Oh, Hayward will be ready for Striking's push though, and just like that, it is a 5 versus 2. It seems that both teams are just nearly ready to keep trading those nearly flawless rounds between each other.
Well, 5v2 JCZ and Strata to try and pull this one back. Sorry, I say Strata, Striking.
Both of them start with STR.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. He's going to find one, however, but it is all up to JCZ. 5 HP to his name, and he's going to be shut on down. Oops, well, it looks like a bit of a team kill in the middle there from Dino. Either way, Acme find match point here. Oof. So swift.
Swift indeed, as, yeah, well, just like before, we actually did have a community poll. Quickly pull it up. The community poll was actually saying 51% in favor of Acme, whereas 49% was in favor of Zealous. So, community-wise, Acme are the favors here, and they managing to prove this quite well, as well as getting some quality revenge against Zealous, with being able to come back quite well on Zealous's map pick as well. Stuff spooky. Especially if you're a Zealous fan. But nonetheless, we do see a Frost pick as well for Acme, knowing how Zealous can get aggressive for the push. things could go quite bad for the attacking team.
Position device. Reloading.
Welcome med deployed.
I might have mistimed, sorry, gone out of time a bit again, Cthulhu. We just started action phase for me.
Yep.
Yep, sweet. All right. But I might have to head off after this one because my battery on my laptop's almost flat. So I think Manic might be subbing in for me after this one unless my power comes back.
I've been chat for Monkey's battery and power, but nonetheless, seeming like Acme will be prompting for a very similar defense like they shown on Gym Bedroom, which was quite successful. How you feel about them bringing in a Frost into the fray as well?
Well, it's
Thanks,
something that
Monkey.
we saw Zealous try on their own defensive half. And, you know, it wasn't super effective, was it? Like, I don't know, they did win that round, but it wasn't because of what the Frost was doing. As for the Frost on this bomb site, there's a lot of windows that you have to jump on in, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot of Frost mats underneath those.
Yeah, well, there is one Frost mat right under that window where Dino is aiming. The ye old bait and switch could work quite well, but apart from that, really, only now the breaches are starting to come out above the half a round mark, and the west wall has been also popped open quite well.
Well, minute and a half left here, Cthulhu, and the attackers really haven't made too much headway here.
Not at all, as it seems that Zealous are quite lost as to how to approach this, as Hayward already gets himself a nice cheeky double kill onto Jam and Nazgul, so that is the two, a flex player and the entry fragger off the board, and Serum just copying a little bit of that punishment will be able to get out for just a couple more seconds to live longer.
Yeah, this might be all over Red Rover Cthulhu, as it is a 4-on-2. The kills rain on in. 4-on-1, all up to JCZ. He's done a great amount of work pulling his team through this one, but yeah, this is not looking like an ideal situation for him.
Yeah, none at all, as there we go. Dino will be able to finish him off, and ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic round map from Acme, managing to bring this back, as they will be going into map number 2 with their map pick, and winning over the Zealous map pick as well. So that is part 1 of the revenge ticked off.
Alright, so yeah, Acme, great stuff. What was it, a 4-2 half against them, and they managed to bring it up.